All right, it is 9 a.m. and we will call to order the city council meeting for the city of Statesboro. Today's date is June 2nd, 2020. We will have our invocation and pledge of allegiance by Council Member Paulette Shavers.
Let's bow our heads for invocation. Dear Father, we thank you for this wonderful gathering. And God, I ask that you would bestow upon us, the leaders of Statesboro, the wisdom to guide the city through this tumultuous time. And God, I ask that you would cause peace to come over the city and peace to come over all of the United States of America. In your name I pray and I thank you. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll move down to agenda item 3, which is recognitions and public presentations. Leah, do we have anyone on the agenda?
No, ma'am.
Okay. We'll move down to agenda item 4, public comments. Leah, do we have anyone signed up for public comments?
No, ma'am.
Okay. We'll move down to agenda item 5, which is consideration of a motion to approve the consent agenda, approval of minutes for our May 19th work session, May 19th council minutes, May 20th work session, and May 21st work sessions. Is there a motion to approve? So moved. All right, is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, on the agenda item 6 is the second reading and consideration of a motion to approve ordinance 2020-03 and ordinance revising chapter 6 of the Statesboro Code of Ordinances regarding temporary special event permits found in section 6-8D3. There's been an interest in tabling this particular line item due to fee schedules, and so I want to turn that over to council for council feedback.
Okay. The reason I brought that up, if we vote for yes on this today, we do give the permission to have the to hold the temporary special permit, but we haven't come up with any fees. We don't. So if someone would come tomorrow and want to do something, we still have to get together and draw up fees of how much they would have to pay for this, that, and the other. So anyway, I was hoping we could do that in the work session.
Okay. All right. Any further discussion by council?
That'll give everybody.
I have a question. So if we approve this, it goes into effect immediately? And
Yes,
then,
yes. And then if somebody came up and wanted to apply for one, there's no schedule of fees for how much they would have to pay, so they would still have to come back to us, because we said they wouldn't. We would still have to go back and have work session anyway.
so we,
I think that's what.
I was looking at Mr. Penny if he had a recommendation as to a fee, and then we could just change it, where we could just add that fee to the schedule today if we needed to, correct?
Okay. All right. Well, let's put a pin in that right quick.
could we approve it and then do the fees like those that?
Well, we want to have direction for the staff, and that would include
Right.
appropriate fee. So if he's got any suggestion on a fee, we can apply that fee today. Changing the fee schedule does not require us to go through the same thing as changing the order.
Okay. All right. Speak.
Mayor, members of council, I want to apologize because at the last meeting, you did ask for that. And it was an oversight on my part not to have it ready. And what I said, that I shared with the mayor, we have a work session in 2 weeks, and we can have that prepared and for you to see at the work session. And if you adopt, you can adopt those and have the second reading at the same time on the 16th, I think is the date of the council meeting. And again, I apologize, that was oversight on my part.
So we'll apologize.
No, we own up.
If y'all remember last time when we talked about this in the first reading, what I asked for, and please don't apologize again. It's okay that y'all couldn't do it. I wanted to see how much it was gonna cost for someone who does own a permit to go out and, let's say, we always talk about Al Chapman. If Al Chapman went and did it, if somebody else went and did it, for a party of 100 or more, or a party of 100 or less, I'd like to see how much it's gonna cost this person, how much it's gonna cost this person. I need my visual aids. It would help me make a better decision. I would, if we voted today, which I don't have to vote against it, but I would vote against it today without seeing the prices. What's doing that? We still vote.
All right, so, with that being said, is there any further discussion by council?
So are we ready for a motion to postpone, or how do we need to proceed if we
No,
want
we
to do
can, we
that?
can make a motion to table it, and so we can review for the work session on the 16th, and then bring it back for a second reading on, the 16th meeting.
I don't see there's a rush because we can't really have about 30
Yes, yeah. So, I
You
mean,
know,
yeah,
it's gonna apply to one right now down,
yeah. Council. Is there a motion? Okay, is there a motion to table?
So,
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we move on down to agenda item 7, which is the public hearing and first reading of ordinance 2020-04, or ordinance revising chapter 6 of the Statute Code of Ordinances regarding open container found in section 6-17D. Is there a motion to open the public hearing?
So,
Is there a second?
second.
Okay. All those in favor?
aye.
All right, Kane, if you will.
Mayor and Council, this is brought back. We had done a first reading on this at the May 19th meeting, and there was direction from y'all to increase the vessel size from 16 to 20 ounces, which is in the revision here. And there was also the issue of the boundaries of the open container exemption zone, and there are maps in the packet that show that it has been expanded to add in that square city block there, so that all the West District is encompassed. So those two changes are brought forward. So this would reset its first reading for y'all's consideration this morning.
Thank you, Kane. Is there anyone here to speak for the request? Is there anyone here to speak against the request? Seeing that there is none, is there a motion to close the hearing? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there any discussion by council?
I've been here for 10 years. Alcohol is the most contentious thing that we will ever go over. So this is why I know y'all. Every time you said something. I would like to hear from the PD to see how they would approach enforcement. I am a big fan of downtown Savannah. I love the squares, I love River Street, I love history and all that. And that's all a free alcohol zone to people. Anyway, they're doing it right, I guess I can say. And I'd like to hear our PDs. I won't put him on the spot today. Still have a second reading. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Any further discussion by council? All right. Seeing that there's none, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve?
Is there a second?
So, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We move down. We move down to agenda item 8, which is the public hearing and first reading of ordinance 2020-05, ordinance revising chapter 6 of the State Code of Ordinances revising the restriction found in 6-7I. Is there a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, Kane, if you will.
Mayor and Council, this was brought forward at the May 19th meeting for first reading, where the entire subsection was to be removed from the Code of Ordinances. Based on the discussion at that meeting, it is back for first reading after substantial revision. And the ordinance as proposed is that 6-7I, with the interest of public employees prohibited, no license shall be granted to any city, state, or federal employee whose duties include the regulation or policing of alcohol beverages or licenses or any tax collecting activity. So this would What this does is this puts the ordinance exactly the way that Athens is written. Ours was based on Athens, the and officials got added in, when it was put in place, I believe, in March of 15. So what this would do is just that any employee, any public employee whose duties include the regulation or policing of alcoholic beverages or licenses or any tax collecting activities would be barred from obtaining an alcoholic beverage license in the city of Statesboro.
Okay. All right, thank you, Connie. All right, is there anyone here to speak for the request? Anyone here to speak against the request? All right, seeing that there is none, is there a motion to close the hearing?
So moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, any discussion from council?
Officials is crossed out, so that puts us off, other than officials, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, we are, employees, someone collecting taxes cannot, somebody in the engineering department, public works, could, because they're not policing, okay, but no officials, so I can't go open a bar. But it's crossed out the end officials.
That's the prohibition that officials can. So this
Am
would,
I taking that out? Okay.
yeah, so this would not just apply to city officials, this would apply to elected officials at any level. At any level would be able to get an alcoholic beverage license in the city. As opposed to just, and like I said, we were outliers with this. The only other jurisdiction I could find that barred officials is Clayton County. That was the only one state I could find that had a bar on, a prohibition on city officials having licenses.
But if I owned a bar, I wouldn't be able to vote on or influence.
We
But
still
on
have,
something that would affect my restaurant.
we still have a conflict of interest provision in our code of ethics that would require recusal in the event that it directly affects the substantial interest of an official.
And per the chief's request, it does, it is employees, so police officers would not be allowed to apply for or have the license.
That's correct. Police employees, State Department of Revenue officials, anyone involved, ATF at the federal level. So it would affect employees at every level as well. It wouldn't just be city employees. It would be state or federal would not be allowed as well.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Any further discussion by council?
Yeah, just have one clarification. You say any tax collecting activity, should that say in, and I don't think this is consequential enough to even go back to first reading, but should that say in Statesboro? In other words, if somebody works outside of the county in law enforcement, can they own a facility here?
They cannot.
Since they're not enforcing. Well, that's my point. If we put in Statesboro with that. I mean, one of the things you were trying to do, Mayor, was open it up and allow as many people that are outside of the police department, to open up businesses. So I just thought the in Statesboro would be, we can't pass ordinances that go outside of our limits anyway, right?
We can, but we do have full jurisdiction to put together ascertainable standards for licensure. And one of those could be that anyone involved with tax collecting activities or policing of alcoholic beverages in any jurisdiction at any level would be barred from having an alcohol license here. And like I said, this is the exact same as what Athens Clarke County has, which our Chapter 6 is based upon. But no, we are not allowed to regulate anyone's activity outside of the city, but what they do outside of the city can certainly affect whether or not that we issue them licenses to do things, because the license only applies here. And so we are allowed full jurisdiction to put together those ascertainable standards as long as they're in writing and approved by council.
Any further discussion by council? All right, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Nay.
All those that abstain? Okay,
I'll oppose, I'm sorry.
okay. All right, let us show that agenda item 8 is passed with a 3-2 vote. And we move down to agenda item 9. We're moving forward for a second reading. We move down to agenda item 9, which is consideration of a motion to approve resolution 2020-16, a resolution to adhere to the amendments of OCGA 44-7-111 and to appoint an agent to determine the condition of abandoned mobile homes. Mr. King.
Mayor, members of the council, the General Assembly provided authority to cities to appoint an agent to determine whether mobile homes that within your city limits are abandoned. And so what we're asking the council to do is to adopt a resolution so we would have that same authority that the law allows us to, and the agent in our case will be our building inspector or our code compliance officers, so that they can handle these so that they can handle these situations with mobile homes within our city limits that may that do cause some blight, so that we can eradicate those situations in our city. So we do recommend the passage of the resolution as presented.
Thank you, Mr. King. Any discussion by council? Seeing that there's no discussion by council, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Let's show that agenda item 9 is passed. We move down to agenda item 10, which is consideration of a motion to approve an agreement with Carver State Bank regarding the establishment practices of the state for small business recovery fund. Mr. Penny, you'll give us some insight.
Mayor, members of the council, Kane and I might have to tag team this one, but at the last council meeting, the council approved the establishment of a loan loss reserve at $250,000 utilizing enterprise funds. And at that time, I told you that we would come back with a subsequent agreement in order with the financial institution in order to be able to utilize those funds, but also leverage up to $1 million in possible loans to businesses within our community. And so today, what we're presenting to you is an agreement with Carver State Bank out of Savannah to provide services within our city limits to businesses that would be interested, that need funding as a result of the pandemic. It applies to businesses that were in existence at the time that the government declared a state of emergency in our state. So it's not for new businesses; these are for businesses that were in existence. And what would happen is basically they can make a loan up to $25,000, and with that $25,000, what the city is doing is, with the loan loss reserve, our exposure would never exceed the $25,000, and it would not exceed $250,000 that has been established as the loan loss reserve. And so today we're presenting this agreement to you for your approval. And if you approve it, then what we need to do is start marketing that this opportunity is available for small businesses in our community if they need financial assistance as a result of the pandemic.
Thank you, Mr. Penny. All right, any discussion by council?
I think Kane's gonna clarify some things.
Well, there was a question about we were expecting a representative from Carver to be here today. I think one of the questions was whether the hardship provision or the hardship renewal found in 1.5, that 12 months, would affect the 48-month cap on the duration of these loans, and it does not. That 12-month hardship would have to be within that. And then there was, what were the other questions?
One thing, Mr. Penny, you were saying they can loan up to $25,000. My reading is they can loan as much as they want to, but we're only on the hook for $25,000.
That's correct. They have to establish the risk, but for our purposes, that loan loss reserve, our greatest exposure is at $25,000, but they can loan someone $50,000, they can loan them $100,000. And the advantage to this, with this group is that there's some other funds that are available from the state that they're able to leverage to be able to say, hey, City of Statesboro, you establishing $250,000, but we feel comfortable going up to $1 million, or they could go beyond that. But that is a great point. They can loan as much as they like, but our exposure is limited to $25,000 for one individual business.
And that's found in section 1.2. It does say that the lender may make additional capital available to an eligible small business, but the LLR exposure is limited to the $25,000. So that would be what the city is maximum covered for. I believe another question Councilwoman Barr asked was about 11C, about applicant businesses shall be pre-screened by the city prior to loan consideration to ensure applicants do not have long-standing issues with payment of ad valorem taxes, utilities, and/or occupational taxes. This is just to make sure that we have, it's not businesses that have acted in bad faith. This is just a good faith provision, as Councilwoman Barr pointed out. That's essentially what that is there.
And Mayor, came to define in explaining that, but if we've had some businesses that had some issues surrounding the pandemic and weren't able to pay, that's one thing.
Long-standing.
But we're talking long-standing history, and we have to respect the confidentiality of the business folks. But I know the council wants us to make sure that we are not exposing ourselves needlessly. And so that was just that proviso that we wanted for representing you to say, you know, we should know our businesses in our community. And if we've got people that are 10 years back in their taxes, it's probably not a good risk for making that loan. But that's the only thing. We would just be able to give them a little bit of background, but not to punish anyone if it all possible.
And we would do that in-house, but that's all we're checking on. It's just what we have here.
those things.
Carver State, they're the ones doing
They're
it.
doing all the other stuff.
Gotcha, okay, Ted.
They're doing all that stuff.
One other question, I wasn't clear about time. I know that the bank, once they approve somebody, can make them a loan up to 48 months. But I wondered the overall term of our agreement with Carver Bank. How long is this gonna go on? How long, I mean, I want it to be over with in 5 years, is kind of what I'm thinking. So is there any limit on how long we'll be allowing dealing with the bank to let them keep making their loans?
And I think the initial guidelines was, we set up the 48 months. However, if there was a loan that they might have gone for 60 months, what we said is we would stand by that loan until that loan is completely matured. But they recognize that we don't want it to go on ad infinitum, and we'd like to be out of it as soon as we possibly can. But I do want to just make this point to you. This is the result of a pandemic. But you may want to look at this for other opportunities for small businesses in the community, because again, this bank is what we call a CDFI, Community Development Financial Institution. And they're looking for opportunities to help grow small businesses in our community. And so council at some point in the future may have an opportunity to decide this is a good thing for businesses in our community. So the pandemic will give you an opportunity to see if this is something worthwhile. But it might be something that you might want to pursue longer term. But we would have to come back to the council to be able to do that.
At this point, the term of the coverage provided by the LLR fund, the city's $250,000 shall not exceed 48 months. So that is the max that it can back.
Okay. I was just thinking, how long is the bank gonna be making the loans, as long as people are lined up needing it? Because if the 48 months starts within a year, then by 5 years, we'll know. But if we don't have a limit on how long, I mean, it may be details that don't matter. I'm just trying to be more clear about what we're obligating the city for how long.
Well, it's in section 1.4 that it's just that the coverage provided by our LLR fund does not exceed 48 months under this agreement.
Oh, okay, so they've got to make the loan within the 48 months, not just the term of the loan to the business. Okay,
But if something came up, we would come back to council.
yeah.
We're not just gonna, it's not just gonna, we're not gonna just throw it open. We're gonna be mindful to come back to y'all, for any extension of that.
Thank you.
Well, and hopefully the bank knows that that coverage is only 48 months, and they would risk anything that goes past that 48 months is on them,
Gotcha, okay.
especially if they're signing the document. Mr. Fanning, can I ask you about the screening of city applicants? Is that the minimal screening? Is that all we're doing? Is just making sure that there's no outstanding problems?
That's all.
As a client or a customer?
That's it.
Is there a possibility of putting some kind of preference in there for city residents who own businesses and give them priority over just all businesses? I mean, since those folks are getting, if you will, double taxed, their residents and their business owners. Not double tax on their business, but they pay taxes as a resident. They also pay taxes as a business owner. I didn't know if that might be important to you all or not. It's a city fund, so.
Yeah, but the primary focus is businesses inside of the city,
I
so.
understand. I just thought there may be a preference. I'll leave that to you guys to discuss. And the only other question I have is, did we follow our standard purchasing process and put this out to other banks? I know I mentioned that last week, and I didn't hear anything about that. Did we?
Yeah, what we did.
I realize, like a Synovus and some of these other billion-dollar banks, they can't do these smaller loans. But I didn't know if we put it out to other community banks in our region, because there's a lot of them.
Okay, what we did is, the mayor, I don't have to speak for the mayor, but what the mayor did is he.
What we did is that we coordinated a conference call through the Chamber of Commerce with local banks. And on that call, we laid out to all the local banks that participated on that call. We laid out the vision of what we wanted to do with the loan loss reserve. And during that call, we did not have a commitment from any bank at that time. We also forwarded to those banks, to the chamber to send out to those banks, the initial document associated with what we were looking for a bank to do. And then beyond that, we also followed up with Synovus, we followed up with Renaissance, we followed up with Wells Fargo, we followed up with Morris Bank. Core Credit Union from the beginning said they could not do it, and I think that had something to do with the fact that they are a nonprofit organization. So we gave local banks plenty of opportunity to participate, but what we believe is that the products that they provide financially did not meet the needs of our community. And so we reached out I reached out to Carver State, and that's when we found out that they had the community development financial institution status, and they were able to apply some products, which has allowed them to levy out $250,000 up to $1 million. And that was something that with our local banks, we really set the bar extremely low. We really said, if you can just give us, if we guarantee the $250,000, could you at least give us $250,000? And their product and services did not allow them to do it. We did have one bank that said that they would like to do it, but it would have been a dollar for dollar match. And that was Morris Bank. So Morris Bank stepped up, but it was a capacity that they felt that they needed someone else to partner. Whereas Carver State was able to come in and say that they could take the $250,000 and leverage it for $1 million. So that's an additional $750,000 of potential capital access. So that just seemed to be the best route to go.
I was surprised that that no one jumped at it. I want to say thank you to Carver State.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all doing this.
Well,
I was surprised, but I understand.
Yeah,
Each
well,
one's a different situation, but
yeah.
That's
I
hard to
did not
understand.
understand that because These are citizens of Statesboro, and no bank in Statesboro, Georgia would take a risk on the people that live here.
And that bank,
We had to go outside to find a bank to take a risk on us, and all of the banks know what is transpiring here. I have no excuse for them. There's no
None at all.
excuse, there's no excuse, it's just no excuse. And that burdens my heart to know that banks in Statesboro won't take a risk on the people that are actually giving into their bank.
and I am a business owner and I bank locally here in Statesboro, so it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to know that they didn't care about small business owners, almost saying that they don't care about the community.
I bank with a lot of these banks. I mean, you don't wanna take a risk on me.
Carver State needs to come to Statesboro, Georgia.
Yeah, y'all need to open up.
I will open a business account tomorrow.
Mr. Penny?
Mayor, members of the council, and Mayor did an excellent job on explaining that. And again, we did follow up after your approval on August 3rd. We set the same guidelines to the bank that expressed interest, and we did not hear anything from them. And so we recommend to you the approval of the grant.
So moved.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Better look at it. Better look at it.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? Any abstained? All right, seeing that there is none, agenda item 10 is passed. We'll move down to agenda item 11 is other business from city council. Any other business from city council?
Mayor, you gonna give an update on the Love Your City campaign before we adjourn?
You know what? It's funny you bring that up. Yes. Yeah. I'm really excited about the Love Your City campaign. As of this morning, we've raised almost $32,000 in a 2-week time period.
Is the email address or the website is Love Statesboro?
Yeah, lovestatesboro.com. I can't be prouder of our community than what they are. They really stepped up in 2 weeks. They raised over almost $32,000. And we are extremely, well, it's over 32,000 now that I think about it. I think we have a couple more commitments. But to know that this city came together in that time period to raise those funds, that's going to go to families that's in need, that's going to go to local businesses, to help them keep their business, to keep their doors open. That is an amazing testament to the kind of community that we have and the type of network that we are part of within this community. So I can't say anything prouder than that. I will say that I had another problem this Sunday. This Sunday, about 300 people showed up on the courthouse lawn, and we showed America how you can peacefully disagree with things that's going on within our country. And to see those young people, well, people of all ages and races, come together and in one voice saying that enough is enough. And I'm going to say this, and this is the mayor's thoughts. But America has had a problem for a very long time. And what my hope is that this is the generation that has the courage to right a wrong that America has failed to address over years. And this is nothing to do with anyone feeling that, hey, this is a political ideology. No, this is about human beings being treated like human beings. In America, we have to have the courage to address, because the world is watching us. And we cannot pretend to be the land of the free and home of the brave, and we don't treat all of our citizens the exact same way. If one is free, then all is free. But if one is not free, then none are free. Dr. King said a threat to injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And this is what America is facing right now. America, it is time for us to have the courage to speak the truth. America, you have not dealt with the issue of race. You have not. And this is what we are facing right now. And until we keep cloaking that fact in our politics, in our social clubs, in our education systems, in our criminal justice systems, until we have the courage to say, no, this group of people are not being treated fairly. It's going to be a threat across the board. And we keep repeating this same cycle over and over and over again, and we keep repeating it because we have not addressed it. And if you are tired of people protesting and you are tired of seeing our cities burn, then do something about it by having the courage to address the fact that these people are not out there lying. They are telling you the truth. And it seems the only time that we can get the attention of the world is if some business is burned, but nobody says anything about the blood of these people running in the streets. This country was founded on the idea of no taxation without representation. We rallied and built a nation because we felt that we were not being represented. How do you think people feel when they feel that their lives, not their money, but their lives are not valued? That's what this is about in America. And Stacey, I'm not here to play with you. I'm not here to pretend with you. I'm not going to make you feel comfortable in your ignorance if you believe that we do not have a problem. I'm a mayor that's going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not, whether it makes you uncomfortable or not. And I'm telling you, our city is not exempt. We have this same foolishness, this same ignorance, this same bigotry right here in our community. And we must have the courage to address it. We must. I love this community entirely too much to lie to. We must make a change. If somebody feels comfortable around you, making bigoted comments around you, and you don't say nothing, you are just as wrong as they are. If you see a law enforcement officer, like we had with Officer Shababy, going around this community beating on people, and we had officers that knew this and did not say a word, the officer that don't say anything is just as wrong as the officer that is doing the crime. We're going to have truth and righteousness in here. This is heartbreaking. In America, we better than this. We are better than this. But potential means nothing if we're not willing to put the work into moving our nation forward. I am tired. I'm tired of the lynchings. I'm tired of the shootings. I'm tired of all of this over and over again. This is time. It's time for us to say time out. It is time for us to stand up and be who we are. And if you can't, if the data doesn't tell you something's wrong, and if the people that's out there telling you that these things are happening within their communities, if you can't believe them, you can't believe the data, you can't believe the history, then you are part of the problem. Because I don't know how else it can be said. How else can it be said that we have a problem in our nation? And we have leadership that lack the moral fortitude to do what is right. We never look for leadership to be perfect, but can we at least have leadership to try to get it right? And for those of you that's standing up on the side of what's right, I applaud you. Because as you can see, this is not easy. It's not easy work. And we need allies across the board. Because America is black, it's brown, it's gay, it's straight, it's Hispanic, it's black, it's white. It is all of us. And if we don't realize that all of our destinies are intricately intertwined to one another, then we don't get what being American is about. This is about all of us. And please know that if one American is suffering, then you are not going to be exempt. And we are a nation that's better than that. And those are the thoughts of the mayor. That has nothing to do with council, but those are the thoughts of the mayor. We'll move on to city manager's comments.
Mayor and the council, I just want to say that yesterday we opened City Hall, public buildings, and I would have to say, our citizens have been very cooperative. As folks are coming into City Hall, we have been checking temperatures, we've been giving out face coverings, and we've not had anyone to challenge us, and the thing that we just want to continue to stress with folks, it is about their safety, it's about the safety of our employees. City Hall has been, and public buildings have been closed to the public for 2 months. And so the schedule that we have now for City Hall is open from 9 in the morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And we will continue that through this week and the rest of next week. And we will reevaluate probably about the 10th of June to determine if we need to just take all that off and just open it up. But again, the citizens have been good. And I will say, I think it's important to note, Mayor, at one point when we were dealing with the utility bills and we weren't doing disconnects, we were at one point that we had about 1,000 delinquent accounts. Well, as of yesterday was our first day putting penalties on, and we were down to about 119 in that cycle. And so it's pretty amazing for over 3,000 customers. And so that's just the first cycle. But folks have been very responsible. And we are not, we will start disconnects. We tailed off until June 4th. Ms. Barr sent me a note, she was like, most people get paid the first of the month, so if y'all could just hold off and give folks a little bit more time. So we asked staff just to hold off until June 4th. And so we will go back to that, but hopefully we won't have to disconnect. If people will just simply call us and make arrangements, we'll work with them.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. King. All right. Any public comments?
I would like to ask. I'm no stranger to you. My name is Andy Elgin. I would like to say the people that could help you too, when they try to help you too, and your people in your community, they don't speak English well enough. They don't look right. They don't dress right. Y'all dress right and did very much to help them. Because I am being attacked every day, everywhere I go. Because you think that I'm trying to help your children. I'm trying to tell you to help them if you don't think that I speak English well enough to help them. What about all these foreigners that comes in here? They don't speak English that well. But you don't pick with them everywhere they go, everything that they do. Just like I was telling of the ladies Sunday that attacked me over in the dollar store. I said, honey, let me tell you like this. I could have been killed because my own people called the cops on me on some property that I've been going to for 50 years. Taking care of for 50 years. They called the cops on me. I was out there cleaning. I had all my tools laying out on the ground there. He come out there and told me to get in my car and leave. I had to go past those tools to get to my car. I was smart enough not to move, because if I had moved, he could have shot me, because he could have said that I was going to pick up one of them tools and hurt him. You put him in jeopardy, and you put me in jeopardy. I could have been killed, and he could have killed me, not knowing that he was practically being silent. Now, I could tell each other a whole lot to stop some of this mess that is going on. But no, I don't speak English well enough. I don't dress well enough. I don't go to church often enough. But that's okay. God will prevail. And He will take care of the kids that I have tried to help, and nobody wanted me help. Just like I say, I couldn't be killed that day. The people knew that I had been going to that property for 50 years. And I had all these tools, that pitchfork, they got trying to clean the property up, and I had them laying there, and he pulled up here, and he said, get in your car. If I went to my car, went toward that vehicle, I had to go past all these things. I could have been shot down with a dog. I could tell these kids, don't provoke police officers, because they're there to do their job. And they wants to live just like you want to
That's
live.
right. Thank you. We move down to agenda item 14, which is consideration of a motion to enter executive session, to discuss personnel, real estate, and a potential litigation in accordance with OCGA 50-14-3B. Is there a motion to enter executive session?
So
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Jonathan, may I say something before we run people out?
Okay.
I just want to say amen to what the mayor said. It's time for us to stop being shy and looking the other way. It's time for allies to speak up when they see something wrong. And I want to commend our police chief, and I think that our local cops are doing a good job. And I think that we are trying to maintain training and to have accountability, because all of us have these unseen biases that we grow up with, and if we don't consciously do the work, they come into play in the way that we treat people. And so I'm proud of all the people in Statesboro, of all colors, of all backgrounds, those who came out to say it's time to be fair to everybody, it's time to stop looking the other way. So thank you, Statesboro, and those of you who were watching from the sidelines or commenting on Facebook, show up next time. And not just the public demonstrations, stay alert, be an ally. When you see something going down that's not right, be brave enough to just stand up. You don't have to confront people, you don't have to put yourself in danger. Just be brave enough to stand up and bear witness when you have the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Chief, thank you. Session, is there a motion to, exit executive session?
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right. We now open up our regular session. Is there consideration to, adjourn? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. We stand adjourned.